I don't know whether you could call it lucky or unlucky, but yeah, I was kind of cursing myself for bringing all my rods with me, thinking, well, I'm only going to fish 2 rods because it's pretty tight in here, as you can see. So and then normally my snag rod, which is my free spirit rod, yeah, I went to go and test the leader knot, and was pulling it away, and the top half of the rod broke. So great. Luckily enough, I had my spare wolf rods with me, so quick change over of the reel onto the higher diameter braid for snag fishing, and yeah, so luckily we had a spare rod, so they're going to go out now. Yeah, it's been pretty much raining on and off. It's stopped now since I got here, and I've heard this place doesn't fish very well in the rain. So but tomorrow, although it's going to be cold and with a northerly, and this should be on the back of it, it's going to be sunny. So I'm hoping tomorrow will be the one. Hoping tomorrow we might get a chance, but this is Drayton, and even seeing a fish is as a result. Although funnily enough, over in the far corner where you park the car up to drop the gear off, there's like a pond there, and I've always kept my eye on it, and it kind of feeds, there's like a little feeder stream from this lake that goes into that pond, and I had a bit of a splash, not a great splash, but then I saw the reeds knocking, as if a fish was moving through, and I wondered if maybe there's a few carp in there, but can't really fish that. You could probably fish the entrance of it, but you can't actually fish the pool itself. It's you would never land a fish, and I don't even think you can get in there. So, but yeah, so it don't surprise me. Maybe they do get in there. It's in the spring, so maybe they're moving about, which is a good thing. If it was a carp, you just don't know, do you? But yeah, but I should keep my eye on that as well. So, because there is a swim that gets the channel which the fish can move into there from this lake. So, but yeah, so we're all in. Bivvy's in. Looks like it's going to rain again. Bivvy's in. I've cut all the foliage back to make room for the bivvy, and then we just got enough room for the rods. Just 2 rods, and yeah, I'm going to give this swim a good go. Gonna persevere, I think, with this one. But I'll probably change my mind after this session, but you never know. Hopefully I want to persevere with this one. Stick to a plan this time for the spring. So, cool. And that's about it really. Should be dark soon, and probably next time the camera will come out will be in the morning. Hopefully nice and sunny morning. Right. So it's now the morning. Some crazy things happened last night, which was kind of like, some were positive and some were really negative. It was really strange. So about 8:30 in the evening, like both rods, like quite quickly after each other, like did, as if like something was hitting the line. It was like, but it was really strange, almost as if like it was a trailer going through and hitting both rods. But then I was thinking, well, one's right on the margin, you know, so it didn't make sense. But anyway, after that I thought, well, whatever. And then after that, nothing. And then about 3:30 in the morning, left hand rod's like did woke me up. And then I've looked out, because the moonlight was lighting quite well, and I could see the silhouette of 2 geese round that area, and I thought, oh, they're hitting the line. But Then I thought it's a bit weird because it kind of carried on. They kind of I turned the headlight on, which kind of made them move out, but it kept like bleeping and like the rod tip was bouncing. It was really strange, as if like there was a fish on the end. And I was thinking, what's going on? So anyway, I've kind of like hit the rod and yeah, nothing on the end. And I was thinking, oh, it must have been the geese. And then I thought, oh, I'll leave the rod till the morning, because to get it back on the spot is a bit of a tight cast. And then, yeah, then what happened was so I was still awake, about half an hour later, I heard what was like a bosh right in front of me, like a fish, like. I was thinking, was that a fish? Right out in front, you know. I thought that's really weird, and I thought didn't sound like a bird. So obviously the rod was stuck against the bivvy, and I was like straight out, hook, hook point good, bait still good. Kind of put it where the fish that movement was, and then thought, oh, I'll stay up a little bit longer just to see if anything else boshes or whatever. And then literally 10 minutes later, I saw like this semi-submerged shape come across the front of the swim, about 4 foot long. I'm thinking, oh, it's a bloody otter. It's an otter. And he's hit the line, and I'm thinking, maybe that's what made the bosh. So I went from thinking there was a fish out, at least one fish out in front, potentially, to actually there's a fucking otter swimming around here. And thinking, well, surely there's going to be no fish about. But so it could have even been the otter that made the splash. And then, yeah, I was kind of gutted really, and I'm thinking, oh, great. So that made me think back to the to early in the evening at about 8:30 when both rods bleep. I think that's when the otter come in, because the river's just behind. I think he's probably using this bit here to come in from his home in the river. So he's entered the lake at 8:30 and he's exited at about 3:30 in the morning. And I think because the way I saw him swimming was towards the margin. So yeah, not the greatest. I have seen an otter on here last year in the winter walking round. He was over the other side of the lake, but you know, so yeah, it's not the greatest. And probably not even the greatest place to be where it comes in and out, but hard to know. I don't know. I can't 100% say it was the otter that made the splash. We could have been chasing a fish, but you know, just have to see what occurs. But obviously no action, and yeah, we'll hopefully the sun will come out today and we can at least get the drone out on the spot and see this plateau and see what's going on. But we'll have to see on the water clarity of that as well. But yeah, so that's it so far. It's just gone 1 PM now. Couldn't really ask for better conditions for this swim. It's got to be the warmest part of the lake here. I've just sent the drone up about half an hour ago. Can see the plateau I'm fishing on with the drone, but can't see any fish around at all, which is a little bit disappointing, but maybe it's just a little bit too early in the year yet. Water is still cold, but yeah, I was kind of hoping that I might see something up this end, given the conditions. But yeah, I'll put the drone up again, I think, in about an hour, and at least I can see the plateau with the drone, so at least I can see if there's anything moving around. So that's what happened. That's how I found a couple of fish on here last year. But I sent the drone out from another swim way over, put it all the way over here, and that's where I saw them. Well, 2 fish. So that's why we're kind of giving it a go in these conditions. I just looked at the weather forecast, a little bit gutted. Tomorrow it looks like it's going to rain as well, so I plan on staying all day, but it's looking like the conditions won't really favour this swim. But I shall probably stay, or I hope the weather conditions change, you never know. It was set to be sunny with cloudy, but now it's like 50% chance rain, so yeah. But yeah, on the back of this wind, it's lovely and sunny, it's nice and warm right here. And that's a northerly wind as well, although it's not a strong wind, it is a northerly, so that'll be a lot colder on that bank over there in the distance, just over there. Yeah, you can just sort of see the ripple. So yeah, well, we'll carry on, and hopefully, like I say, send the drone up again and see if we can see something. But until then, no signs of anything. Right, so up fen, Sunday the 23rd of March, just gone 2 o'clock. Yeah, so this is the start of the 25 season on fen Drayton. Probably a little bit later than what I wanted by a couple of weeks, but hey ho. Just done an epic barrow. It's a bit of a nightmare getting right in this. This is the most northern corner of the lake. It's 90 acres, and we're in a little corner here, but it's nice here. It gets to southwesterly. It's off the back of the northerlies, and yeah, it's I've been doing a bit of homework on this swim. There's a nice little plateau or end of a bar out there. Got it all marked up. Been coming up here, having a mooch around, getting the marker rod out, and yeah, so we're going to start. So I've just lumbered all this gear up here, and now we're going to get the old shears out and make a bit of room to put the biv wire in, and yeah, that's about all we need to do really, and then we can get a couple of rods out. Right, so that's it now. End of the first 48 session of spring 25. Yeah, nothing, didn't even see anything. Weather conditions have changed now, it looks like it's going to rain soon. Everything's packed away. Just got to put a bit of bait in, I think, before I leave, and then hope to get down there and again in a few days for at least a night. But yeah, I think yesterday was my best chance. I didn't even see anything now. This was definitely the warmest corner of the lake, but nothing really turned up on that shallow plateau, so I didn't even see anything. But oh well, just got to keep on going, I suppose. But that's fen Drayton for you, I suppose. But yeah, until next time. Right, so it's Friday 28th of March, and this is the second session, which will be the third night up fen Drayton now, 2025 spring. At the moment, weather conditions cloudy, the wind's like a north westerly, which I think might swing round to a kind of westerly, maybe southwesterly tomorrow. But yeah, when the sun comes out, it's t-shirt weather in this swim, and then when it goes behind the clouds, it gets cold again. So typical spring weather, but once again, warmest part of the lake. You know, over the other end, on the end of this wind, it is cold. So we're back in the same swim again. Yeah, just about to get the rods out. Same sort of tactics, stiff minge on one, and a slip D wafter rig on the other. One's got a Northern Special this time, just a little bit of hook bait change, pop up, and one's still sticking with the Embuteric wafter, sticky baits wafter. Yeah, so one on the plateau. So yeah, one on the plateau, one in the margin, same areas, just 2 rods. That's how we go. I nearly had to go. I thought I was going to have to go back home because I'd left my blooming handles for the barrow at the garage, and I was like, oh my god, really? But I managed to get away. I don't know how I did it. I managed to get away with putting two bank sticks in there. And holding it really close to the edge. There was a few times that I thought they were going to snap, but because it's a bit of a trek to get into this corner, it's the furthest corner in the lake. So, but they held, thankfully. So at least I didn't have to go back home, which would have been an hour, half hour there, half hour back. So I thought if worst comes to worst, I could have just taken 2 loads. It still would have been quicker for me to have done that than gone home. But yeah, so here we are. Like saying, session number 2, night number 3. Just an overnighter. Be going back tomorrow, Saturday, and then hopefully back again next week for another overnighter. But yeah. Oh well. We'll get the rods out now and see how we get on. It's coming up to 5 o'clock now. Nothing really going on. Sun will be setting in an hour or so. Yeah, but this little wood stave is great. Nice little just feed it some sticks and whatnot. It's great. Cooking my soup. A treat. Yeah, great. So Saturday 29th of March. Off the back end of that second session, just the one nighter. It's coming up to about 1:30 now. Got a couple more hours left. Wind swung round to a southwesterly, light southwesterly. But yeah, nothing seen. Nothing really to report, really. Nothing, no bleeps, not really. Yeah, I mean, it looks ideal again for this plateau spot with the weather how it is, but it just don't seem to be around. But I've not seen anything anywhere, so it's one of those. Just keep persevering with the same spot. Give it another go next time. Be down here in a few more days for another overnighter. Hopefully put a bit of bait out before I leave, but the gulls seem to be active, taking the hatch, so if I start putting boilies out on the throwing stick, I don't think it'll be very long before they try and get a nice easy meal. So, and they're quite close as well to me, but I'll try. I'll bait out the margin, that'll be easier. probably do that to start with. So bait up the margin spot with some bait before I leave. So yeah, unless anything else happens, that's about it for this session. So just keep trying. Right, so it's Tuesday, 1st of April, just gone 5 o'clock. Up Fen Drayton again. It's gonna be third session going into the fourth night. We have got a westerly going into sort of northwesterly wind. So yeah, so the wind's kind of blowing this way. It's going to switch round, I think, tomorrow to a bit more of a southerly. So yeah, but once again, lovely weather, usual spots, one on the plateau, one on the margin. Plateau rod's got a stiff hinge on it with a yellow northern special, and the margin rod's got a slip D, usual slip D rig, but this time we've got a sticky baits krill wafter on that, because we've been putting in the last couple of sessions been catapulting a few handfuls of boilies over that spot, and we just put a couple of catapults full over there now. So that's that. But yeah, let's just see what happens. Once again, we've got tomorrow till about tomorrow afternoon, so I still feel like the best part of the day will be tomorrow, sort of morning going into lunchtime-ish, but we'll see. Just keep sort of going on, see what happens. Till then, that's it. It's just gone 7 now. I actually saw something roll, or just heard the end sort of splashing. It definitely weren't a bird, and it weren't that far out, and not far away from the right hand rod near the margin. A little bit off the margin, but it's kind of the first sign I've really seen since I've started coming up here this spring, so I can only take that as a positive, which is all good. So you never know, something might occur later, you never know, hopefully. So sun's starting to set now. It's going to be a nice sunset, that is. And we've got the getting the dinner on, there's a bit of soup. Oh, yeah. Bit of a positive sign anyway. Let's see what happens. So that's it. Fourth session, the overnighter is over. Nothing more to report apart from that fish showing, which was probably a tench rolling on hindsight. But yeah, up at first light, saw nothing. Been speaking to another member, very knowledgeable, been on here 5 years. Yeah, so he reckons there's 50 carp in here with about 15 originals, up to about £41 for the originals, and the rest are made up of stock fish from the other lakes on the reserve, and some VS fish that have been put in, and some other strains that have been stocked. So, but yeah, so got a bit more of a lowdown on the lake, but yeah, whether to keep on with this swim or not. It's the question. Hopefully back down there again Sunday for a couple of nights. Yeah, so that's the thing. Do we keep going or do we try something different? Right, okay, so it's Sunday 6th of April, about 7:15 at night, and we're in a different swim this time. So this is session number 4 going into night number 5 on Drayton. Yeah, so we're in a different swim this time, and we've got the boat. Bivvy's just got that, literally just got that set up. Yeah, so only got 3 rods out at the moment. Quite happy with at least 2 of the spots, but yeah, kind of had a bit of a nightmare really. I wanted to fish 1 rod really long towards the island that's is over there, kind of coming off of it onto maybe the bar that runs off of it, but I found a nice spot out there, nice spot on the bar, started coming back, and I kind of I was probably about sort of 20 yards from the bank, and I realised that I was running out of braid, like literally really badly, so I don't think I'd have made it back. So yeah, maybe I have to rethink about that one, maybe get some bigger pit reels with some more capacity on them. Now, what is interesting though, the wind, obviously it doesn't look that bad, but when you're out there and you're coming back, the wind's sort of like making the line going a big bow. So I don't know whether it's that, I don't know if I need to sort my boat skills out a bit better. But yeah, so basically we've got 2 on, one, the right hand rod, the left hand rod is on a nice little 6-foot bar, which is nice out there. I've liked that spot, put a little bit of bait on, that's sat perfect. Left middle rod, is that's on like another bar out there at about 8 foot deep, so a little bit of variation in depth. And then the other rod is a bit more further out, and that's in about 9 foot, 10 foot. But once again, I don't know if I've moved the lev bringing it in, because the drag, the wind like dragging the braid was pretty savage, so I just had to try and correct the line, but I kind of felt like I was moving the lead, but I don't know, I just left it. And then I was kind of like really needed a cup of tea, needs to get the bivvy up before it got dark, so I thought I'm not doing the 4th rod today. So yeah, so that's where we stand. So going into night number 5, Sunday 6th of April, different spot. I probably will bait up that other plateau spot before I go. And yeah, I think the otter going in and out that first night, and then me thinking back, these fish are, they're quite wary, and I was thinking maybe it's not the best one to be where the otter come in and out, and maybe he's coming in and out, maybe that's his route. I don't think the fish are going to be around there, but maybe we'll give it a go in a couple of weeks time, keep on that one, but we'll see. But yeah, so here we go, the sun's going to be setting soon over in the east. Yeah, so there we go. Or is it the west, the sun sets? I don't know, but we're not going to see it, the sunset, because it's behind those trees. But it'll be dark soon. Another half hour it'll be dark, probably. Anyway. Yeah. Let's just try and hope we see something in the morning. So I'll be up at first light, or just before it, check it out. But yeah, beautiful evening though. We've had constant sunny weather for weeks now this spring. Been a far cry from last spring when it was really wet. So you can kind of see where the lake's been going down with the trees, where the water level's been dropping. Yeah, it's got that mark on it, that water mark. Yeah, kind of evident there. Anyway, that's all there is to report. Right, so it's next day now, Monday 7th of April. It's about 1 o'clock. Nice sunny day as we've had for a while. The sun. Easterly wind, so it's quite a cold wind still. It was quite a cold night, very cold morning as well. It felt freezing. It must have been close to like 1-2 degrees. So I still get the old cold mornings. Yeah, and this wind is a bit chilly. So yeah, got all 4 rods out now, all on different spots. So the left hand rod and the left hand middle rod are unchanged, so one's on the bar, one's on the back of the bar, and middle right hand rod's on the back of a bar as well, about 9 foot. So we've got sort of 6, 8 and 9 foot respectively on the rods, and then the far right hand rod is on like a more of a deeper spot. It's kind of like 14 foot, so just trying to mix up the depths a bit, all in different areas, just with a scoop of bait over on all of them. Mainly fishing slip D rigs with sticky krill wafter with a little bit of corn topper, different colours. Yeah, so I feel like fishing over like a couple of scoops of corn and pellet. So yeah, something visual. Just keep trying. I was up at 4 this morning. Watching till about 6, half 6. Didn't see anything at all. So yeah, tough going. But yeah, especially when you don't see them. I mean, I'm just trying different spots, different depths. Being told this is the better bank to be on this time of year. We'll just have to see. But it's still nice to be here. It's a lovely day, and that's about all to report. Right, so it's Monday 28th of April, just gone 5 in the morning. Been up for about an hour and a half, just looking for fish. Just done a night in the slipway swim. Go there, got the boat, got another night to go, but yeah, just up capturing this beautiful sunrise that's going to happen. It's going to be a lovely day today, probably about 20 degrees. Just looking for some signs, but not really seeing anything yet. Sort of something just out in front of me, bit of a weird one, like a fish sort of maybe on the surface. It was a bit of a weird one, I can't really work it out, to be fair, but yeah, so I think this will be, that was night number 8, and this is going to be session number 6 or 5, can't quite remember, but yeah. So yeah, just looking for signs really. Put a few rods out yesterday. Nothing happened in the night. But yeah, no. Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful sunrise. Right, so it's Tuesday 29th of April, 5:10 in the morning. Looks like it's going to be another lovely day. Just think that was night number 9 now. Yeah, it was like 20 odd degrees, 22 degrees yesterday. It was absolutely beautiful weather, really hot. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be similar today. So yeah, nothing has happened, but we did see a few yesterday. Hopefully I can catch them on camera today. So I saw at least 3 fish in this bay area here at about 10 AM when it started to sort of really warm up. They had their backs out, swimming around, sort of enjoying the sun, and then a couple of them come quite close in, or at least one come quite close in, and then it sort of made a beeline for the margin. So I kind of like snuck behind this bush, and I saw it. It was only about 2 or 3 foot from the margin, and it was a stocky, one of the VS fish. Not big, probably only about maybe 15 pound at the biggest. But yeah, and that is like one of the first fish I've actually physically seen this year, and probably only about 2nd or 3rd fish I've actually visibly seen since I've been up here. Not seeing anything show at all, like first light. I've just not this year yet, not seen anything like show at all. And I mean, I can see a lot from this swim here, but no, not seen anything. Hopefully, if they if a few of these turn up again around this area, might be able to catch them on camera. But yeah, look, it's going to be another lovely day, and the sun's coming up. Looks beautiful. I had problems with this, like I think you can just about see there's some like scum sort of starting to appear. Yeah, and it's clinging to the braid, and it's like making them look like beacons. So I don't know, I think that's obviously not going to help, especially in the daytime. It was starting to lift the braid up. I had to double back lead. I don't know whether it's scum or an algae bloom starting to happen already, like algae in the water. But yeah, once it gets on the braid, it kind of like, it collects on it and then starts to lift it up in the water, which is a bit of a nightmare. So I've had that to contend with and battle with. I managed to sort it out with like sort of wading out and cleaning the line and double back leading. But yeah, two rods been out on spots, dropped from the boat, nice areas. They've been out there since I got here, and I've had a little margin rod down here, and a rod over on the trees over there. So 2 out long, 1 on the trees, and 1 literally just down here where that fish come in, which is quite deep, quite quickly down there. Feels like it's about maybe 10 foot deep, quite close in, shells out quite quickly. Yeah, so But yeah, looks like another session with nothing, no fish to report. But yeah, I'm not even seeing them though, which is a bit mental. Just not even seeing them at all. Like, as in like head and shouldering or whatever. But so I don't know where they're feeding or if they're feeding or where the bulk of them are. I've really got no clues. Anyway, that's that. So would you believe it? Just about packed down and the rod's gone. I just really put the fish back and I was just thinking to myself, oh my god, I never actually videoed it. Just in the sheer kind of panic. Well, I don't know, I'm just so happy. But I'll put a picture of it on there, but this is where I took the pictures. And yeah, literally half an hour later, that rod would have been coming in. 25 pound common, well, just over 25 pound common. So just so happy. Probably, I don't know what that was, night 8, night 9 this year. And that rod had been out, dropped from the boat at about probably 160, 170 yards. Yeah, went stiff hinge rod on a yellow pop-up. And it was literally half an hour before winding in, middle of the day. And yeah, just so happy. I'm just so gutted. I never actually got it on video. I just normally I wouldn't even, I'd be thinking, right, get the video camera out. I just so, I don't know, just weren't thinking straight really. Which is a bit of a gutter, but anyway. Hopefully, that was I found a spot, middle of the day, baking hot, and that's when it is, and that's what I've been told. You know, raining down here, it's no good. Middle of the day, on the bottom, bright bait, fucking get in there, so happy. Finally caught a fish from Drayton, well happy. Right, so it's Thursday, 1st of May, about 12:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, I just thought I'd come up here because it's like 27 degrees and that carp I last caught was full of spawn, and I know there was a few fish on the surface the afternoon before, so I didn't know whether they might start gathering up, so especially being it's so hot today. But yeah, I should have a look around. There's a few cars in the car park. Don't know where anyone is just yet. Well, there's no one in this swim I was in, slipway. But yeah, it's just obviously buzzing after that last capture, and just schoolboy error that I obviously didn't get it on film. But I was just so, my head was just so buzzing, and I don't know. I think part of me I'd kind of given up on the little vlogs, I think, because nothing was really happening. There's nothing to report, and then it just happens like it does in carp fishing. You know, it was only a 26 pound common, but out of a place like Fen with only 50 carp, it's just an achievement. And I'm still buzzing now, and you know, I've just gutted I didn't get it on film, but it is what it is. Obviously can't turn back time, and it would have made a nice little video. There's a lot of things that happened in that session, like finding a couple of little lucky charms on a bench, and literally being half an hour from reeling in. But yeah, it's also given me a lot more confidence now, especially catching one off a spot. And that's pretty much that common. It was like pretty much one of the first fish I'd seen. It's the first common I'd ever seen out of this lake. I've seen a couple in the edge, but they've been like small mirrors. So, and to hold it in my hands was just, you know, just yeah. So I know it was only a 26 pound common, and you can go to most day tickets and catch 3 or 4 of those in a little session, but you know, it just meant so much. Anyway, I've come up here to try and find them, see if they were gathered up or on the surface again like they were, which I didn't film either like last time, which I should have had the camera out. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be much about, but I've got my drone with me, so I might put that up. Water's still clear, so there might be a chance of seeing them. But yeah, so yeah, this is where I put it back. Obviously had that fish out from this swim on a long rod, using the boat, which kind of makes it all more, you know, gratifying, I suppose. That scum's still here though, that scummy stuff that started to lift the braid up, that's caused some problems, which was a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, this is where I had it from. Yeah, I just wonder if they're still out there and where they are. Anyway, I wanted to do that little piece really, in case I ever make a video, mainly for my own benefit really, to look back on and reference, I suppose. But you know, I don't care if anyone watches it, if it goes on YouTube, but it's just there then. The start of like a fen spring sort of session really. Oh, there we go. Anyway, I think the video's running out of memory, so I'll end that there. Probably have to transfer this off now anyway, so hopefully I'll get some drone footage up. Right, so it's about 6:30 in the evening, same day, May the 1st, and after that really good drone footage, I saw at least 20 carp out in front of this car park area. There's one just cruising there, there's a couple out there now. So I thought, sod it, I'll just give it the night, throw out a couple of choddies just before it gets dark, hoping not to spook them, but I think they like it round here for some reason. Thought, sod it, give it a go, you know. But they're here. That's one of the main things. So yeah, they're just cruising around, but you know, well, it's just a quick overnighter, so there's not too much dramas in it. Yeah, I might stick a couple of rods out here and a couple of rods down there on the other side, because they're cruising on both sides. Yeah, so they're just cruising around here and all, around this area. And there's something just moved there. So yeah, I'm just gonna get a couple of rods set up, maybe 3, maybe 4, and yeah, look, there's one on the top there. See if I can zoom in. Yeah, that there, just breaking the surface. So yeah, they're around. Oh, just give it a go. They're definitely around. Yeah. Cool. Right, crack on now. Looks like it's going to be another nice beautiful sunset over the fens. Yeah, it's beautiful up here. Yeah, look at that. Cracking. So yeah, we're going to put 2 rods out here and then 2 rods round the corner. And yeah, there's still fish here. Kind of moving out a little bit now, but yeah, I don't know whether they'll stay around or not. Well, I've seen a couple move out, so, but yeah, quality, look at that. Lovely. Right, back up fen. Monday, 5th of May, bank holiday Monday, about 3 o'clock. Yeah, so this is the swim we was in on the last sort of real session, apart from that quick overnighter. So the weather's changed a lot. Yeah, we've got a northerly wind now. Temperatures have dropped. It's sort of around 16, 17 degrees sort of now, but cold wind. Yeah, so the days of those 20 degrees, 27 it was last time I was up here. Yeah, that's kind of dropped right down now. A lot of places, I think the fish have spawned. Not sure if they're here yet. Obviously, looking at that drone footage, they were starting to gather up. But yeah, I'm thinking of this spot again. Obviously, conditions are going to be really tough in the boat. But I want to. Yeah, I just want to drop a couple of rods this side as well, because this is where the fish were. Obviously can't get the drone out, conditions are too rough for that, and you won't be able to see them on the surface like we did the other day. But if they're still about, they're going to be around in this vicinity. It's either that or they're in the spawning bay. But I'm not going to be able to find that out if they're in there. So I'm going to hedge my bets and kind of go for this swim here, which gives me a lot of options. I just hope I can get the rods out. So, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Should be okay. Might have to look for a little window where the wind's died down a bit to tow the baits out, but we'll see. So it's now Tuesday, 6th of May, about 7:30. We've had a real cold, quite strong northerly all day, and I've just managed to finally get the 4th rod sorted on the boat. I've got the other 2 rods, which are over here. I've got those done, but they're not that far out, but I got those done at about 11 o'clock this morning. They're out on some spots, running in line with that tree, running in line with that tree that's sticking out, sort of in a line. It's like a bar that kind of runs along, but yeah, so I've got those staggered along that. But yeah, it's been cold today. I've been in like thermals and woolly hat most of the day, but the sun's just started to come out, blue skies. It's really nice now, maybe sort of typical spring weather really. So yeah, so I did have an occurrence on one of the rods over here, but that was about it really. I thought it was going to go, if I'm honest with you, just like either a savage line or something go through the line. I don't know, but yeah, I thought it was going to go, I really did. The rod tip bounced down because some captive back lead sort of held down for a few seconds. I was just scrambling for the chest waders, thinking that's just going to go, it's just going to ping in a minute, and then it kind of just bounced back and stopped. So I'm not too sure what happened there, but yeah. Oh well, got tonight and then tomorrow, probably till sort of early afternoon again. So, but yeah, just hoping they're still in the area and we get another chance. But yeah, I've slightly positioned that the right hand rod of these 2. So the left hand rod's in the same zone where I had the bite from last week, and the right hand rod's in slightly deeper water, about 9 foot, just off of a slope, because there's many bumps and slopes out there. So I'm just trying a little bit of deeper water rather than sort of 5-ish, 6 foot, just a little bit deeper, just see if that makes a difference. But yeah, and that one's probably out there. That's out there quite a way, that one. That must be nearly getting on for like 200 yards plus, that one. So yeah, well, nice sunset gonna be soon, and yeah, we'll see what occurs. So it's Wednesday, 7th of May, about 11 o'clock. A few more hours left of the session. It's been quite a testing session this time. These ducks have been a bit of a nightmare. They've been here all the time, diving in and out the lines. But I've got some captive back legs on, so they're not kind of like, not causing too much of an issue. But yeah, I think yeah, this strong northerly, or this northerly coming in, been quite cold. It's probably not helped, and also having to go out in the boat twice to put the rods out, waiting for the sort of window of when to get out and drop them, and that's been, I don't think that's really helped my cause. But yeah, I've had a couple of occurrences. I don't know whether there's fish in the area, not really seen anything, although it's quite hard to spot them in this wind. It's died down a bit now from when I first got here, but still it's been pretty cold. So yeah, if that's probably the end of the session really. Got a few more hours and then wrap up. But yeah, back to reality down fen after catching one. Back to blanking. Oh well, looks like it's probably that. Right, so Sunday, May 11th. It's about 7:45. I've just got the rods out. Got to set the bivvy up and that. But yeah, we're in the spawning bay swim, or the swim that sort of gets the area of the spawning bay, which is round to the right, behind this tree here. So I've got one rod over into that far margin over there, and I've got one rod in a sort of cleary, silty spot, kind of out in the middle of the bay. It's not deep. I kind of knew that from the drone footage that I'd done the other day, that it's probably only about 3 or 4 foot deep. Yeah, so, and then the other third rod is just not far out either, but a hole in the weed. It's literally just wall-to-wall weed out there now. Unfortunately, it's starting to get up, so I think if I do get lucky enough to get a take, then it'll be straight out in the boat, I'd imagine. But yeah, so I think this swim really is just all about this spawning bay here. If they come in, you might have a chance of catching them. Right time, right place. But yeah, going to give it a go. It's sort of getting to the end now, the spring sort of sessions now. The weed is getting up, which is going to make it very tricky. I noticed that last time I was up here. And it's very apparent, especially in this area, this zone. It's very weedy. Yeah, give it a go, a couple of nights, see what happens. I'm actually quite happy with the spots. They're all presented. One's in literally like a dustbin lid. This rod here, the left-hand rod, is in a dustbin lid, whole size, just in the middle of in the weed. And then the other two, yeah, they're well presented. So I'm kind of happy to leave them really. That's why I use the boat. That's about the only benefit really. Well, the good benefit of the boat is that I can see where I'm dropping them, and I'm totally happy. Yeah. Looks like it's going to be a nice evening. It's going to be nice tomorrow as well. Sort of 20s, 22, 23s. So, but yeah, we'll get all this stuff set up now, and that'll be that. Well, you wouldn't believe it. We've just had one. The rod I put in on the common it's not very big, but yeah, there he is. And this time I will video him. So yeah, the rod I put out in a hole in the weed with the boat, not far out, and it went really quickly, which is mad. So I'm going to get this out, and then yeah, we'll get it on video. Yeah, so 15.3. Here we go, second carp from Drayton, from the little gap in the little hole in the weed. Lovely little dark common. It's probably only about 9 o'clock at night. But yeah, just to get one of these, he's lively. Just to get one of these special ones, because they're all special. I don't care how big they are. But here we go. So yeah, 15.3. 15.3. Got a nice common. Hopefully the pictures, and hopefully it's coming out all right on the video. But yeah, beautiful little fish. Nice and dark. Yeah, I put a bit of light on, so because it is just starting to get dark, so it probably is about 9 o'clock. But yeah, well happy. Yeah, let's get a picture so on the other side. Let's get some pictures of him the other side. Yeah. Come on, mate. Here we go. So yeah, really happy. The second fish, here's the other side. Hopefully it comes out alright. I know I'm not, it is a little bit dark, but yeah, hopefully it comes out okay. But so there we go. Yeah, so plenty of photos, bit of video footage. Second come from Drayton. Absolutely made up. Absolutely made up with these little beauties. Excellent. Getting the feeling they're around. I've had a few liners. The scum's sort of moved in, but I don't know if I can zoom in. I don't know what that is. Out there. Don't know if it's a fish moving around. But yeah, it's full zoomed in. I've got the sun in my eyes as well. But yeah, I think they're around, you know. I think they are around. It's been a bit tricky with the old weed and the lines, and it's been lifting the braid up again, the scum, and it's definitely moving in. It's blowing out. This wind's blowing a load of scum in. In fact, one of the baits is going to be completely covered under the scum line now, in the far margin over there. But it's I know it's presented. All three baits are presented. So, although the left-hand rod, I'd like to move that later if that don't go. I feel like that might be in a bit too blatantly spot. But I had to put that out last night, so that was kind of, I found a spot. I weren't sure it was the one spot where I had the take from. I'm not entirely sure, but I'll probably go out and find that spot again and put it back on it. Yeah, I just feel like they're about. I don't know why. I feel like I might have another chance, which would be amazing. I guess we'll see. Right, so it's now about 3:30. Wind's like a northwesterly. It's kind of westerly, northwesterly, but it's got up a bit. I just reeled in 2 of the rods because I'm thinking, well, I was going to reel in all the rods, but I'm thinking that the fish move in here sort of early evening, because I was getting liners throughout the night. Obviously had that one about 8:30, and they were definitely here in the morning. And with nothing occurring at all day, I just thought I'd get them reset early, but I've just literally had a few knocks within the last 10 minutes on that rod, like proper like knocks. So I'm going to leave it half hour, see if anything occurs. I was kind of hoping I might catch it on camera, but that's probably unlikely. So yeah, nothing really going on. Not really seeing much, but not going to see too much in this wind. Yeah, I'm kind of holding off really. I want to hold off as long as I can, because it's not the best one putting it, even this wind like this, it's not the best one getting out in a boat. You lose your spot really quick and you drift so quickly. But yeah, so I'm going to give it another half an hour, I think, before I reel this one in, just to see if there is, because there was only a scoop or 2 of bait on it, just to see if anything happens, if there was something round the baited area. But it all could be a little fish that's hanging itself. So yeah, I guess we'll find out. Yeah, it's been a lovely day. And about sort of 22s, 23s. It's been quite cool. It's quite shaded in this kind of area here. Yeah, it's sort of just getting ready for the night now. hoping something else will happen. So it's coming up to about 8:30 now. It's a beautiful evening. The wind's just died to nothing, probably in about the last half an hour or so. So I've just got 2 rods out. I put one on, well, by the time, I think it was about 6:30 when I got that first rod out, and even then it was difficult, and then literally within half an hour it dropped. So I got the second rod out. Well, saying that, it dropped a bit, but it was still quite mad, and I kind of got it on the spot, and I was a scoop full of bait, but it didn't go. I was still drifting off, and I've sat there, ummed and ahed, and I was like, should I go out? Is it, is it a bit risky? Will I spook them if they're there? But I thought it's got to fish right, so I thought I'd just get one rod. That's perfect. And now that left hand rod is perfect now. It's on the spot. And I don't know what that was, but there's definitely, maybe the fish do move in here. Look, see? I literally just come back from the boat. I mean, oh no, it was a bird. Yeah, agreed. But yeah, so so that's that rod out now, perfect, on the spot, a couple of scoops of bait, proper trap. It's like line lays perfect, everything. So yeah, I'm happy now. I just can't do anything more, so I think just 2 rods, both in, one in a different spot, right hand rod in a different spot, quite close in a gap in the weed, and then left hand rod on pretty much on the spot that I had the bite from yesterday. So yeah, well, so hopefully, you never know, it might happen again. I really do think they do move in here in the evening, so just fingers crossed I haven't spooked them. But yeah, so hopefully next time I get the camera out, might be for a fish or be in the morning. So I think I'm going to probably head off a bit earlier tomorrow, because the wind's going to be meant to get up again, and I've got quite a bit of a boat journey back, and I think the wind will be against. So I want to make sure I get back safely. So, but yeah, there we go. Beautiful evening though. Just gone flat calm now. Absolutely perfect. Lovely, lovely evening on Drayton. Right, so it's Tuesday the 13th, 8 o'clock, all wrapped up now. Main reason is I need to get back before this wind gets up. So I'm just going to go and see where mate is now. But yeah, before this wind gets too strong, because I've got a bit of a bait back, and I'm against it in a way, kind of side wind. Yeah, so last night about 9 o'clock, after resetting that rod, the left hand rod properly, yeah, it went. I think it was a tench, it come off. I felt it for 3 or 4 seconds. It was definitely on, and then it come off, but the lead was still on, 5-ounce lead was still on, so I don't think it was a big fish, otherwise it probably would have ejected. Yeah, so just a hook pull, but I'm 99% convinced it was a tench, and maybe a small one at that as well. So, but I don't know, it might not have been, but yeah, interesting. That spot went again, similar time. They must just like that spot at that sort of time. I went back out and dropped it with the head torch, dropped it back on the spot, but it never went. So, and I was up early this morning, I didn't really see much in this bay, so maybe they're not here today. So, but anyway, go and find out where matey is, and then get going before this wind blows me off the lake. Right, so it's Wednesday, May 21st, nearly 8:30. I've just got the third rod out. Found a lovely little spot in the weed, about a rod length off those margins, but a nice little hole in the weed again. Going to try a hole in the weed. Yeah, it's going to be a lovely sunset. But make sure my boat don't drift away. It's starting to. But yeah, it's going to be a beautiful sunset. Got the little boat with me this time, my mate's little boat. Yeah, I'm in a different swim. I've not been in this one before. It's called Gate Swim because it's got a gate going to it, aptly named. Yeah, so this will probably be the last session. I wanted to get back in the swim where I caught from last, the spawning bay, but someone was in it, and someone's also in a swim on the point, and they're covering quite a lot of water. I can see their markers out, and they're quite far out. I'm going on the slipway, which is where I had the other fish. Going on the slipway would have been a bit close, would have been a bit tight with each other. So, because I wanted to go out long, I don't want to fish the slipway short. The slipway, which is over there, that's going to be a beautiful sunset. Yeah, so the slipway's over there. Yeah, and the point is just over there in yonder. But yeah, look at that, lovely. Yeah, it's going to be a lovely sunset. So I've just got 3 rods out, a couple out there, holes in the weed again really. Well, one's in a hole in the weed, one's more just sort of just on a hard spot around a weed bed. So I don't know, never fished this swim, so got 2 nights, give it a go. So everything is yeah, a mess, so I need to get Bivvy up and all that now. So yeah, but beautiful evening down on Fen, absolutely beautiful. But yeah, I feel like they're down this half of the lake. I don't feel like I'm on them. I think matey in the spawning bay's on them still. He said he saw a couple in the edge, and that's where I think they are. I really do. Love to be fishing there, but obviously taken. So, but yeah, so anyway, probably be last session, and yeah, we'll see what happens. It's nice to capture this glorious sunset on Drayton. This bank gets the best sunsets. You don't really see them over in the slipway swim or out in the corner and spawning bay. You get to see the sunrises, but I think the sunsets are so much better up here. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Coming up to about 9:20 now. It'll be dark soon, but yeah, just absolutely glorious. That's what it's about. So it's now coming up to about 12:30. Thursday, 22nd of May. Overcast, quite chilly, got northwesterly wind. It's only about 12-13 degrees. Nothing happened in the night. Did have an occurrence on the right hand rod, which is around the corner, outshot. Yeah, that kind of bounced down, and I run to the rod, and I thought it was just going to keep going, and it just stopped as I got to the rod. I real kind of saw the rod bend right down quite violently, like it does with a braid. Didn't really see any bird either, and I thought, wow, that looked like it was a pickup. I thought it was going to keep going, but it never. So then I gave it half hour, went back out in the boat, re-dropped the rig on the same spot, little hole in the weed. There was still a little bit of bait around there. I could definitely see some grains of corn and some pellets. So it's hard to know whether it was a bird, because there was a coot around, but I don't know. I'm not sure. But it could have been an opportunity, and hopefully maybe get another one on that rod. I feel like that's the best rod in this, about the rods I've got out, that's going to go. I've got them in 3 different zones. Yeah, but if that's it, then, well, this will be the last, going into the last night. I'll have tomorrow, but only probably till about lunchtime, and that'll be the end of the spring campaign up Drayton. If I end with just the 2 fish, then I'm super happy with that. It's a good result. I've got a lot of information, gained a lot more knowledge on this place over this spring, giving it a good go, or as much as I can with time allowed. So yeah, I feel like they're up in that spawning bay right opposite me in the far corner. But there's a guy there fishing, and I hope he gets one, because I think they're around there, and he did say he saw a couple in the margin in the bay, and I think that's where they are. But yeah, oh well, give it one more night, and then if that's it, then super happy. It's been a great spring fishing on Drayton. Lovely place. You know, hands down, best place I've ever fished. So yeah, if that's it, then that's it. Insect life here is crazy. All this stuff coming out of the water. Madness. Wind's dropped now, which is nice. It's been blooming freezing.